Welcome to the 27th lecture in this lecture series introducing international investment law. In the last three lectures, we have been discussing the umbrella clause. In the last lecture specifically, we made a brief mention of the Nissan versus India BIT claim and the decision on jurisdiction by the tribunal. In this lecture, we will discuss the case in detail from the perspective of the umbrella clause. The BIT involved was the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between Japan and the Republic of India 2011. We will use the acronym CEPA or CEPA to refer to this agreement. Article 87 Subarticle 2 provided each party shall observe any obligation it may have entered into with regard to investment activities in its area of investors of other party. Here the significant phrases are any obligation and it may have entered into. We will see the importance of these phrases later. For now, let us look at the facts. The arbitration arose in respect of Nissan's investment as a consortium along with Renault in the state of Tamil Nadu in India. Nissan side of the story was that Renault and Nissan, that is RNN, agreed to invest a car manufacturing facility in the state of Tamil Nadu in return for certain fiscal incentives promised by the Tamil Nadu government. Based on this, RNN and Tamil Nadu entered into a MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, in the year 2008. According to Nissan, Tamil Nadu failed to provide these incentives without cogent reasons, resulting in an outstanding amount of around 2000 crores. RNN alleged violation of the FET standard and the umbrella clause in the CEPA and invoked the dispute resolutions provisions in it. India raised 5 jurisdictional objections. 1. The tribunal is not competent to adjudicate this dispute because it has been improperly constituted. The second jurisdictional objection was that the tribunal lacked jurisdiction because Nissan's claims related to taxation measures which fell outside the scope of the CEPA. The third objection was that Nissan's claims were time barred. The fourth objection was Nissan's claims under the CEPA were excluded by clause 15 of the 2008 MOU. This jurisdictional objection is important and we'll see about it in greater detail in the course of this lecture. The fifth and the final jurisdictional objection was that the tribunal lacked jurisdiction as certain proceedings that Nissan had initiated in India shared the same fundamental basis with the claims asserted before the tribunal. On these grounds, the tribunal was asked to dismiss the claim. Considering the jurisdictional objections, the tribunal bifurcated the proceedings and decided the jurisdictional issues first. In the course of deciding these jurisdictional issues, the tribunal discussed the umbrella clause in detail. India raised twofold objection on Nissan's reliance of the umbrella clause. The first objection was Nissan cannot claim under the 2008 MOU without also complying with the exclusive jurisdiction clause in clause 15 of the MOU. In the alternative, should the tribunal find the parties to the dispute are not substantially the same as those who were in 2008 MOU, the umbrella clause claim then fails for lack of privity. India's argument was that the MOU was between the state of Tamil Nadu and not the Republic of India and the claimant, while the treaty was between Republic of India and State of Japan, and also the treaty provided for invocation of arbitration by Nissan against the Republic of India and not the state of Tamil Nadu. Clause 15 of the MOU, which is the important clause in question, contained the exclusive jurisdiction clause. It's a lengthy clause and the salient portion of it read, if a dispute, doubt or question arising out of or in respect of this MOU or the subject matter thereof cannot be settled amicably through ordinary negotiations, the same will be decided by arbitration in terms of the Indian Arbitration Act. Note that I'm just paraphrasing the jurisdiction clause. Those who are interested in looking at it at the exact jurisdiction clause can access the link provided to the award in the description of this video. It contains the entire clause 15. Now, clause 15 also provided the venue of the arbitration will only be in Chennai, India, and arbitration proceedings will be conducted in English language. This MOU shall be governed and construed in accordance with the laws of India. The courts located in Chennai alone and only will have jurisdiction on any matter relating to this MOU, to the exclusion of all other courts in any other place. Now, the finding of the tribunal on the umbrella clause issue is summarized below. The tribunal held the tribunal is not willing to go into the broad jurisprudential debate about the scope of the umbrella clauses. There is no reason for the tribunal to go into the question at this jurisdictional stage. The SEPA has to be interpreted in the light of its object and purpose pursuant to Article 31 of the Vienna Convention on the Law of the Treaties of 1969. The parties to the treaty must have understood at the time of the SEPA that many state contracts have their own forum selection clauses, but gave no indication in the text of Article 87, subarticle 2, that the wording could be relevant for the scope of the umbrella clause. India's argument regarding clause 15 of the MOU against the umbrella clause claim would significantly limit the reach of the umbrella clause when it did not provide so. India's argument, if taken to its logical end, the umbrella clause would be restricted only to non-observance of commitments of contractual nature or to instruments not containing such a clause, such as clause 15 of the MOU. This is against the express terms of the umbrella clause. The tribunal is not required to delineate the sequence of dispute resolution processes as provided in clause 15 and the SEPA. There is a possibility of parallel proceedings, but the SEPA does not forbid this. States could have agreed in the treaty the sequence of dispute resolution processes, but in the absence of such a choice, reliance on clause 15 as bearing a claim for violation of the umbrella clause under SEPA is not sustainable. Now, on the issue of privity of contract, the tribunal held both India and Nissan have an arguable case on this issue. Now, readers may please recollect India's argument regarding the issue of privity of contract in the umbrella clause claim. The issue was simply that while in the MOU, the parties were the state of Tamil Nadu and the claimant, whereas in the treaty, that is the SEPA, it contemplates dispute resolution between the Republic of India and the claimant. The tribunal now held that although both India and Nissan have an arguable case on this issue, the interpretative issue of whether the phrase "it may have entered into" in the umbrella clause was too important to be decided at the stage of jurisdiction merely on the basis of scant briefing on the issue. Therefore, the tribunal deferred the issue to be examined later when the decision on merits is taking place. On this basis, the tribunal dismissed India's jurisdictional objections. Now, what happened to the ultimate dispute? News reports suggest that the claim has been settled. Link to the award is provided in the description to this video. The relevant portion of the award is contained from pages 77 to 86. That's all on the umbrella clause. We will have a discussion on another substantive standard of protection in the next lecture. Bye bye and stay safe.